Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Real Next webinar series. Today, we are talking about marketing channels that activate your audience. I'm Jeff Finn, your host, and joined today by Matthew Smith, who's going to take us on a deep dive into RealNext for marketing. RealNext provides a host of marketing solutions for you and makes it all very easy, driven from your CRM to feed into email marketing campaigns. So real campaigns to drive uh, customized messages for general marketing or targeted messages related to your property listings that can go out to your audience or to the broad RealNext community that's recently expanded to over 250,000 prospects around the world. You can filter it and target it in at the national, state, or MSA level, and it all is targeted based on the type of property it is going to those people that are registered with interest in that type of property. And the opens and clicks on that have just been fantastic. So great traction we're getting with real campaigns and real blast marketing. RealNext Solutions also drives your audience to your deal rooms to accelerate controlled sales processes where you can put all of the due diligence up, add security layers so only the people that you want to see certain levels of information can see it. You can track and manage and understand who's engaging with what to better target those for follow-up. And finally, we're going to talk about incredible video and virtual reality renderings and showcases for your property, aerial video tours, virtual reality to go inside and navigate your property. And finally, we'll talk about how you can host and post your listings on your website and integrate your marketing solutions within your listing search engine. So, Matt, a lot of ground to cover. I'm going to turn it over to you. We'll take a deep dive. As always, we are recording and we'll be redistributing, and we are open for questions along the way. So feel free to chime in and we'll do our best to address them as we go. Or if we can't capture them until we're through, we'll cover the questions that are open at the end of the presentation. So Matt, you should have controls and we
Yep,
will see you take us on a tour of all of these different applications.
absolutely. And Jeff, thanks for the great introduction. As always, my daughter is in the Lion King Junior play, and so we're going to call this the Circle of Life webinar. And really, it is from generating leads to following up with contacts, staying front of mind, and then post-transaction. So think of pre-transaction, during transaction, and after transaction that you'll use portions of this program. Real campaigns, real blast, deal room, and then showcase properties, including aerial tours. These could be done pre, during, and post. So think of it as like the Circle of Life campaign when you're doing things. Now I'm going to talk about real campaigns. And for people that aren't aware of real campaigns, if you're using our system and you're not using real campaigns, I think you're going to have a great eye opener today. And if you are using real campaigns, remember there's a couple ways to use the real campaigns within inside of our area. I'm going to try to turn on my mouse pointer here. I have a mouse highlighter, and thank you, Kevin, for giving me that, because a lot of people said they can't follow my mouse. I was just too quick. So there's two areas to have real campaigns, and you can use it in both places, or you can use it in one place. If you're a marketplace subscriber, you can use real campaigns and eliminate things like Chipmonkey and stuff like that and come over to us. It's pretty easy to get set up. Just simply come over to contacts over here and you can upload your contacts from Excel. Now, if you're using the RealNext Navigator or the RealNext CRM, we integrate into Gmail and Outlook, and you can import your contacts right from there. But there's two ways we can use these real campaigns. One is we can use them off any property that we have for sale or for lease. We can also use them on a requirement. I have a buy requirement. I have a tenant requirement. We can go ahead and create a new marketplace listing by simply hitting add new here and then choose what you want: for sale, for lease, space wanted, or investment wanted. And that will then be the start of creating your campaign. So I'm going to scroll down in here because we're heading to SIOR next week. If you're in Las Vegas, come see us. We'll be there the 6th, 7th, and 8th. To create any one of these campaigns, super easy. Now, you're going to see this little handshake icon, which is manage deal rooms. And I'll come back to that here in a little bit. But once your listing is in here, now we can convert that into an email campaign within seconds. Maybe your listings aren't on our platform yet, but you want them on our platform. Simply email me, msmith@realnext.com. That's msmith@realnext.com. And I'll email you back a template so we can mass upload those listings for you. If you click create campaign, you're going to have an area up here. It's going to say your favorites. These are my favorite templates. These are the ones that I like the most. Custom are ones that we customized for you, which we can do for a nominal cost, and we'll customize them for you. Or you can use any one of our pre-designed templates down here. Even the ones that say premium, there's no additional cost, they're just premium. Now, what if you have someone that's amazing at doing HTML, or your marketing team has done that? No problem, just do it yourself. You're going to drag and drop your HTML right into there. It's pretty simple and easy. Or you can simply just upload your own file, whether that's a JPEG, PNG, or any of those fancy three letter at the end of the section there. Now, I'm just going to go here and pick one of my templates. Now, I love the Remax templates. I think they look really clean, so I'm going to pick one of those, and I'm going to hit next. Now, remember, if you can beat me in your email marketing, I'll give you a surprise. There's no way, because that's how quick I made the email. Now, in here, there's different fields. Maybe I don't want to have NAI or cap rate, or maybe I do. It's 2.5 cap. Just remove NOI, and occupancy is 100%, and parking is whatever we want to add, right? It's really up to you. But you can add and remove things. You can have your own logo that's on there as well for co-branding. If you're part of something like this, or obviously it's your own branding. Again, this doesn't have to be. That's just one of my favorite ones I like. You can use any one of these templates that are in here. You can customize the colors. So what are your primary colors? You can change that. You can change the looks of these and add and remove different fields and boxes within that. So it really just works on a template. It's awesome. And then again, if you want to put in your own source code, you can copy and paste your own source code. You can also download this as a PDF. So if you wanted to turn your email into a simple flyer, click download PDF, and it turns it into a nice little flyer. Now, if I hit next and next again, now I can go ahead and send it to my private list. One of the things I've been telling folks is, look, if you want your listing syndicated out to multiple sources, you can use our syndication channel here. But you can also create a group, and you can create a group called Research. And so I went ahead and I created a group called Research. Research has the 2 contacts that are to these other listing sites out there that are Research. And I can send them an email of all my listings, and pow, they put them up on their listing sites as well. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Now, more importantly, though, is you can go ahead and you can send it out to your curated buyers, your curated investors, your tenants, or anybody else that you want to email. They automatically sync right into your email campaign. Now, what Jeff was talking about is the targeted audience. Now, the targeted audience is awesome because we have a community of 250,000 or so prospects that are in there that decide what they see. We don't decide what they see. They say, hey, I'm interested in flex or cold storage. Maybe I'm interested in multifamily, 100 to 200 units. Whatever that would be, they choose based upon their profile preferences, and you can send them an email for as little as $49. Now, that's going to go to a CBSA. Most people don't know what that means, but it's your metropolitan area. So think about like San Diego, Las Vegas, Henderson. Those are areas, and if you're not sure, just type one of them in, and you'll see the different metropolitan areas. Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, $49, and you hit all the prospects in that area. Now, you might have something that's available for the state. No problem, just type in a state. But what if you want more than one state? I want California, and I want Texas, and then I want Florida. Well, that's $207, and I'm a bargain hunter. So I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to hit the national blast. $129 to hit the whole nation. So I save myself some money. Now, you can have this sent out immediately once it gets reviewed, because it is going to our things. We want to make sure that there's nothing abusive in there. And then you can have a reply to email, or you can schedule it. So send it now, goes to review, or you can schedule it for a future date. But remember, the email is going to get received by someone that puts in their profile information, and that profile information is set up when you click on the RealNext settings over here. My settings is where you put your profile information. But we also are going to receive actionable dashboards for all these email campaigns. So not only you're going to have the real campaigns, but you can also tie into the Real Blast to generate more activity on your listings for sale, for lease, or again, if you're working the buy side or the sell side, you'll have access to that. You also are going to have actionable data. Now, when I say actionable data, it's not just data that your marketing team shows you and they're telling you they had these amazing opens and click rates and everything else that you then have in Excel or Chipmonkey and you're not doing anything with. You're simply going and saying, hey, here's all my unique opens. I'm going to add them back to my RealNext system. And you can see here, capture stats in CRM for Marketplace, boom. And so now I'm capturing those stats and it's putting them back in the CRM for me. And so now I have those stats back in my system, and now I can pull up all the contacts that meet that. So boom, there we go. 38 people opened that email. Now I can call each one of those 38 people. Now, out of those 38 people, I had a couple good conversations with. I lost touch with a couple of them, and I wanted to send them a quick follow-up email. Now, you can use Real Campaigns in here. That's more of a letter-based email. Now, this letter-based email might be, 4 reasons for getting evaluation or an enhanced experience. Or maybe it's, hey, Jeff, last time we talked, you were interested in one of our properties that we had for sale or for lease, or you were looking to buy or sell, or whatever the case would be. And now you can create a follow-up to that message. So remember, we used the email campaigns with inside of Marketplace to send out our property wanted, space needed, for sale, for lease, but then we can use the Real Campaigns within CRM to follow up afterwards to engage them more with more of a letter-based template. We allow you to merge fields. So the more data you have within the program, the more useful these templates become. And they become really useful as you start putting that data. Maybe it's a tenant expiration email and you want to send all the tenants an email that are expiring in the next 90 days, 180 days, whatever that would be. You can have it pre-populate that information. Again, you can schedule it now, or you can schedule it for a future date. Now, what if you want to turn this into a automated email, more of a drip email? You can do that as well now with inside the Real Campaigns. You just hit email automation templates. You can create your own templates. If you have a template currently, you can edit it. And it's as simple as choosing the template, which I have here as my initial email, enhancing our client experience with RealNext Transaction Manager. My second email is 4 reasons to know the value of your investment property. And then you can set another email and another email and another email and another email and whatever you want. And you simply say you want it to wait for how many hours, days, weeks, months, and years, and you can set it up. Wouldn't that be cool, setting up an email today and a year later your client gets the email and they say, hey, I want to do business with you? That's cool because the system's working for you. Now, you can create any data points like I've done here in mine to make sure that you're really tailoring that message and targeting that audience. So remember, in Real Blast that go to our list, it's already done for you. In here, you add the information in, and now the program again is working for you. Maybe you're an investor and you buy properties and you want to keep track of other agents in the market. Fantastic way to do it. And again, you can see all the data from who opened it, when they clicked it, to even how many times they opened it. I can see in here, wow, Antonio's crazy about Transaction Manager. This is pretty awesome. He's going nuts on her. I can see that. I can also report back to the building owner on all the activity. If I'm managing all the leasing for them, all the managing the sale for their building, I can report back to all that. So again, it's all actionable data that not only is usable to make less calls, but it's also usable to report back to say, here's what I'm doing to earn my fee. So remember, we have a plethora of templates. You can make your own templates. You can do a single campaign or an email automated campaign. You can create a targeted audience and an actionable dashboard that's easy to use with inside the program. I want to hit all my A clients up today. It's that quick to hit on my A clients and send them a quick email, let them know that I'll be out at ICSC for the first time in over 10 years and I can't wait to go, and I'd love to see them out there. Now, you're going to have custom branding. So if you don't have any clients, but maybe you have a couple buyers and you send that out to the Real Blast system, you'll be able to do that. And it all comes directly from Marketplace. So again, we can help get your listings up there. And if your listings are there, you can send them and syndicate them and then have that out to other places. Now, one of the things that we've seen really popular in the last few weeks, especially, is our private and secure deal rooms. Now, our deal rooms are phenomenal because one is we store the information for you. So there's no Dropbox, Google Drive, or any other subscription you need. They're unlimited. You can create as many deal rooms as you want. We don't charge you per deal room like everybody else does. Now, you can upload your own confidentiality agreements. Real easy to upload, and there is just a simple checkbox execute to execute the CA. If you want to have a CA, now you don't have to have a CA. Now, with that link, you're going to go to a landing page. That landing page is going to have your information. So I hate that I have to say this, but when it says your company here, it doesn't actually say that. It would be your company logo. And then client can register the deal room. Now, they'll need to register to each deal room, but once they are registered to one deal room, they'll have access to all the deal rooms under that registration. They only have to create an account one time with us, and then they would just register for every deal room with their same login and password. Again, if you have CAs, they would sign a CA off for each property. Obviously, that would make sense. So how do I get my information in there for people to download? You simply drag and drop it. Whether you're on a Mac or a PC, you can probably even do this on an iPad or an Android. But you simply just drag your whole folder collection that's on your desktop or in Dropbox or Google Drive or wherever that stuff's at, and you drag it into here and it uploads it. Now, it'll ask you, do you want to create a security level, basic, maximum, whatever that would be, you can choose that security level in here. You can also choose a required sign-off date that, hey, we've generated leads from it. We open escrow, this is awesome. Now I need you to sign off on by this date so we can close escrow on time and remove contingencies and such. Well, you'll see that they signed off on it. In a recent client case, the client said they didn't sign off on it in time. They wanted to back out of escrow. Our program showed they did, and they did download the file. Escrow moved forward, deal closed. So again, there's many ways this can be beneficial. Now, how do you get people involved in this deal room? As I mentioned before, you can click the deal room link. So that's the one thing you can copy, and you can put that in anywhere you want and add it into there. You can even put it on your marketing package through Market Edge. You can add new clients by clicking new and just type in their name. Or you can click CRM and you can bring them directly from the RealNext program. And now you have the ability to mass invite all the participants that go through our system. So again, it doesn't matter how you want to do it. You choose how you want to engage with our platform. We're just giving you all the options. Now you can see who logged in, who didn't log in. This information is also available for your team. So if you're using the project section back in the CRM, you'll be able to see everybody that logged in. You'll be able to see everybody's security level and all that information. So one person can manage the deal room, but everybody can take advantage of the deal room activity back inside the project section in the CRM, because again, it's the direct integration back into that system that makes it super powerful. Now, what Jeff tells me all the time is, what about the people that didn't log in, Matt? Well, that's great. We sent an email out. We had 47 people log in, but 22 people didn't log in, or 22 people didn't download. Again, your team is going to have the ability to go into the project section and be proactive and say, hey, by the way, Stephanie, saw that you clicked the link, but you didn't sign the CA. You didn't go in there. What was it? Oh, I couldn't. I had a computer issue. Or, hey, I had to go out for the night. Or, I just didn't think it was the right investment for me. You would have their phone number here, and you can click the dial. You have their email. You can click the email, and then you can see the information. So you can be super proactive on making sure that people are clicking your links and going and driving them in the direction you want them to go. Remember, it's a circle of life. So real campaigns, a real blast, and then the deal room. And you can do anything with the deal room. It integrates into here, but remember, I told you, when I go back to my listing site, I did mention earlier that if you click the little handshake here, this does allow you to select a deal room, and you can select a deal room here. And now we can assign that deal room, and that deal room then is there. Oh, that deal room's already in place. Again, mine's a demo database for demo purposes to have fun. but your deal room now is integrated into there. Now, that integration of this listing, again, we wanted to make things as simple as possible. So your data from your CRM, your data from Market Edge, your data from Marketplace, it all integrates. But what if you want this to show up on your own website and you don't want to do any extra work and you want it to upload the attachments for you and you want it to upload your deal room? You can do that with Marketplace Direct. It's a simple iframe plugin that goes right in your site. You can design what it looks like and how it is directly in our designer, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Different ways to look at it, and you can create it and it's super easy. And if you're a single user, it's no cost to you to create. So if you don't have it, create it now and put the code in, and hopefully you have a fantastic time. Maybe you really want to customize it and you want it to be more customized than you ever had before. Now I turned off my internet portion during this or right before this, so I'll just need to refresh the site in here. So maybe I'll just have to refresh that. Here's another one that we created. This one here is with Remax Commercial. Now we use ours, and this isn't going to be 100% fair comparison because they put some extra work into this, but this is what we can do. You want something similar to this on your site, you can see MP Premier. We've created MP Premier. Now, MP Premier allows you to have a lot more customization to the way it looks. It gives you full SEO, and it's all derived from our API. With HTBREs, they actually have it where you click on some of them and they move. Now, we can even integrate the contact us form in here to feed the contacts directly in your CRM at some point, right? And that's pretty cool too as well. Not only can you get an email, but they can dump in your CRM from there. So again, we're trying to streamline the process for everybody from the iframe direct integration and such. Now, to create that embedded link, you just come over here and click New Actions, Create Embedded Link, and then this will walk you through step by step how to create from a search panel to a visible filter default. Because if you don't do sales, well, then just put leasing. If you don't do any of them, you can keep it hidden. And again, if you don't have a lot of listings now, or you run out of listings, just remove it. It's a one little piece of code. So it's fantastic. But let's talk about the fun and exciting, cool looking stuff. And that is the aerial video tours. Now, these have been great. Since we're heading out to Vegas, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Vegas market because it's really just grown so much over the year. And through these aerial tours and sizzle reels and the augmented reality, we can do a lot of great things. And we not only can show what things look like today, we can show what you've done in your portfolio to lease buildings or sell buildings, or, you know, why should I work with you? Why should I work with your company? This can be about your whole company. This can also be a time lapse. So imagine your city and where it is today and where it was 5, 10, 20 years ago. We can actually create a time lapse and show what that would look like. Now we can create different points of interest and music. We can have things in there that add not only the Google Earth, they add some video, we can add drone footage, we can add live footage, we can get jiggy with it. And now you have this amazing interactivity of how awesome you are and who you work with. Maybe you specialize in medical office and you want to show all the medical office you've done. Or maybe you're a national tenant rep and you want to show all the national tenants that you've worked with. You can do all that, and this speaks volumes. But we also have not only the virtual tours, the sizzle reels, the VR, we also have immersive VR. And I didn't realize how immersive our VR was until I asked, what is our VR compared to this company? And I said company X, and they said, what a lot of companies do is they do bubble images. Bubble images is a rendering that turns into a bubble to make it 3D. And so ours are true augmented and virtual reality. So you can really get into these. Now, the nice thing about this is we can add the video into it. You can get architecture animations, you can do high stills, but fully immersive. Now, if you have like those Google goggles on, the cardboard ones, if you want to show what it looks like. Recently, we had a conversation with someone said, hey, we want to show what it doesn't look like. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, we have a bunch of tractors in there because it's an industrial building and we want to lease it, but we don't want to move all the tractors. Well, you can use this technology to remove all those tractors. we can change this brick to whatever we want. You can get crazy with it. We can have something that's like that, or we can change it into something like this. So again, it's the same building, it's just changing different ways. So this can go from medical office to, quite frankly, anything you want. Maybe you have a building that's been sitting vacant for a while. Maybe it's one of your single tenant buildings that, you know, just got shut down recently. And now you want to go and say, hey, let's pull all the tenants in the building, and we can put their logo on there. And then you can send this out to them, so it's completely bespoke to them. It's completely branded to them. So here's a medical clinic. Here's what it would look like, Dr. So-and-so, if you put your medical clinic in here. Here's what the nurse's station would look like. Here's what a standard exam would look like. And again, we can go and we can decide that, hey, you know what, we want to show a different one. And each one of these spots you can actually use as I move my mouse around. And if you had the goggles on your phone and stuff, it gets pretty awesome. We can build full websites. So if you want to build a full website, we can build a full website in there. And if I go to, that's this one here, I don't know which one. I'll have to find that. But we have a great case study in here that we built the whole, oh, there it is. And I wish this was interactive, but this one here shows what the whole video would look like. And so this is what it would look like if we built you a whole website. And so we can build a website with location overviews and site plans, the video tours, the 360 tours. And again, as it's ever living. So as things change, as you add more properties to your portfolio for sale or for lease, you have the ability to take this and have us update it. Now, obviously, there's going to be a nominal cost to do that, but we can update it every time you sell a new building or lease a new building. So it's a living document. It's not something that's just a bubble image. So, you know, we want you to go and take a look at our VR. If you come down here on the toolbar and you click RealNext VR, it's going to take you over to the pick site, which is RealNext VR as we go through our rebranding. But you can come and take a look at the aerial tours, the property tours, the sizzle reels. And we invite you to come in and say, hey, what would something like this cost me? There's no obligation, there's no cost, it's 100% free to you. I'll also make you a deal. If you go ahead and you want to move over from MailChimp or Constant Contact and you want to start using our real campaigns, I'll help upload all your list for you at no cost. Just email me, msmith@realnext.com. I'll get you the appropriate team member and we'll upload all your contacts directly into the program, whether that's in the CRM or if you just want to use our listing site, we'll help get your contacts in here so you can start sending real campaigns out to your contact list and selling more, doing more, and closing more. Jeff, how are we doing on time? I know we went over the real campaigns, real blast, deal room, and showcasing the properties. I feel like I've gone on a really good pace, and having this red arrow is really helping me out.
You've got a minute to spare, Matt. Right on target. So well done. We are open for questions. Haven't seen any along the way, so just let you roll. But great stuff. Great marketing. Yeah, we have a minute. Why don't you show one of the things that we didn't talk about is how can you maybe create some more robust marketing in Market Edge, not just the flyer from Marketplace, but the full presentation capability.
Yeah, and that's a great. So if you have a flyer in Market Edge in Marketplace, you just hit analyze, and now you can do anything you want. So lately, a lot of clients that I deal with personally have been talking about lease first buy. Maybe you have a property in our listing service and you want to create a lease first buy. You hit analyze and you can put some information in here. You can do a lease first buy. Maybe you want to do an updated valuation because the valuation increased or decreased. Maybe you just want to show some locations on a map and you don't want to have to copy and paste all the logos. Well, we provided all this for you. Maybe you just want to go and add some property descriptions or photos or summary. Again, you can have that. Well, maybe you don't have what we need, Matt. I don't know. You can drag and drop and create your own pages. You can move the sections around, just pull off one of the widgets and pow, there you go. And then you have a global page. You can even draw on the page. Now, you don't want to see my drawing because it's pretty bad, but it's not as bad as my typing. The data also pulls from the CRM. So if you're using the CRM and you want to pull in all the fields, even your custom fields now pull in from the CRM. Pretty cool. We want to change it from data to a map? No problem, we got you covered. You want to change it from a map to a data point? No problem, we got you covered. You want to remove it? We got you. So again, whatever you need, we listen. You tell us what you need and we listen. Here's a button, click for deal room. Now embed your video tour, property location, overview. Again, we are listening to everybody and all the things that you said that we need. And so we're doing that. And I'm just going to delete that section because we don't need that section there. Or maybe I just want to say this is going to be the text. And I just enter some text here. Again, you can take that listing and turn it into a beautiful offering. You can turn it into a single page, double page, triple page. As Double N Doug says, you can turn this into a flip book that makes a whooshing sound. You can click this into hyperlinks to go to your website, the deal room, to a VR tour, to an aerial tour. You can email it out. You can send it as a PDF. You can download it as a PDF. You can create a deal room off it. I think I've given you enough that you should be dangerous. And if you need help, our main man, Brandon, has been really working on the library, the onboard, and the training, along with our fast start training that's been going out, and now it's recorded inside of the Guide Me for your leisure. And if you ever need assistance, we're here to help make sure the program is easier, faster, and more effective for you to use. And if you need something from tech support, you let them know. We even have text message communications, in certain cases where we can text you, hey, it's all done. And those are some of the things you'll start seeing. Mobile, completely mobile friendly. It'll form fit to your tablet or your TV, your screen, or anything like that. Hope this was educational for you, from showcasing properties, the deal rooms, the real blast, real campaigns, 250,000 prospects with company branding, marketplace direct for single users at no cost. If you want it for a team, let us know. It's very inexpensive, and it will automate those processes for you. Automate, automate, automate. Don't forget to come take a look at the rest of our program. If you have any questions after the webinar, feel free to ask them. And if you want your contact list uploaded from all your other email provider and you want to come start using our email provider, we'll upload that for you at no cost. And if you have listings and they're not on here and you need some help, just send me an email. I'll shoot you out a template so we can get those uploaded for you ASAPP.
That's perfect, Matt. Great job, right on target. Thanks everyone for joining us. We're taking a break next week. Matt and I will be at SIOR. Hopefully any of you that are there will come by and say hello, and we'll be back the week after. We'll take a deep dive into the aerial video tour and the virtual reality. So take a much deeper dive into those aspects and how you can take advantage of it, as Matt said, to showcase your market, to showcase yourself, your company, or any new projects that you have you want to get some additional exposure for. So look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. And
Absolutely.
thanks again for joining us.
Talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.